And have you worked on those bowl projections?
No, I haven't. It's something. It's going to happen. I promise. I've kind of told myself now I was going to wait till after the spring and the whole transfer portal thing kind of slows down, and then we're working. Then I'll start. I'll probably maybe middle of May. Try to throw something out there. It might be something fun for Memorial Day. Some Memorial Day reading. Right now, I'm just kind of going through going like position by position. From the spring, we started kind of as a preview, and now I'm doing them as a recap. If you're interested, you can go. We've done quarterback, running back. Basically, the only two positions I have left right now are linebacker and the defense and the secondary. And then I'll probably throw in the kicking game in with one of those. And then also we're going to get ready, for the NFL draft coming up. So we're Kentucky, I think. Is going to have another really good showing. I think if you look at some of the mock drafts, you probably got at least 6, maybe 7, 7 players getting drafted. So that'll be what I'm working on this weekend, and that'll be out probably early next week just to get everybody ready for Thursday. I don't think Kentucky's, at one point people thought Darian Kinnard could sneak into the first round, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think somewhere maybe the mid second round is probably where you're likely to see him. And then you throw in like Luke Fortner, Wan'Dale Robinson, Josh Paschal. Those Paschal and Fortner especially are guys who've been big risers, I think, recently on a lot of people's draft boards. So, we hadn't really talked about the NFL draft, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Like I said, I think it's going to be another. Kentucky's probably. I think if they should get 6 players, definitely, maybe 7. So, I think Darrell Rosenthal will get picked by somebody maybe in the late rounds, and I think Bully McCall will get picked by somebody in the late rounds, just because people have seen what players who've come from Kentucky over the last few years have done. They've had a lot of guys put in the league and are doing some good things. So, I said I'm going to say 7 guys get drafted, and then we can come back afterwards and see if I'm right. So,
well, there were 7 players at the NFL Combine from Kentucky,
right.
And I've seen a list here that goes as deep as 10 players.
Yeah.
So who's your guess to be selected first?
I think it'll be Kinnard. I think Darian Kinnard will go first. The All-American offensive lineman. Like I said, somewhere around I think the mid second round. And then depending on what teams are looking for, you just never know. At one point, Wan'Dale Robinson was way up. The Cleveland Browns was one of the teams I've seen linked to him a lot.
Don't put that of course on him, Kevin.
As a Bengals fan, I can't. I can't wish that on him. I wish the Bengals would take them all, but one of the mock drafts that I saw, I can't remember if it was CBS Sports or Sporting News, had Luke Fortner going, I think, 3rd or 4th round to Cincinnati, which let's face it, after last year, I started saying Kentucky, the Bengals have done a great job on trying to redo that offensive line to protect Joe Burrow after, let's face it, he just gotten hammered the last 2 years. I think that would be a great pick. Like I said, Robinson, I saw him, like I said, the last one I saw had Cleveland. I think it was like 3rd round. But you know how this always goes. Everybody starts throwing out these things. Oh, well, maybe he's too small, or maybe he's too, he's a playmaker. To use the cliche, playmakers make plays. And, whoever drafts him is getting a heck of a player. And, like I said, if the Bengals, if the Bengals were to do that, that I would be really thrilled, throw him in with Jamar Chase and some of those guys that they have. Like I said, I'm trying to look through this, the latest CBS Sports mock draft right now. And they have Kinnard. This one has Kinnard going in all the way down in the 4th round, which I don't see that happening. I think he's going to go quicker than that. And they have Wan'Dale Robinson going 129 to the Eagles. And then you scrolling on down, trying to see, they have Luke Fortner going to the Jaguars, which, would be cool. He could reunite with Josh Allen. And so like I said, and Josh Paschal, they have as a also they have Josh Paschal going to the Jaguars. Like I said, this is just one mock draft. There are hundreds of them. You could spend literally all night, and probably this weekend, I probably will just start digging through all of them and just seeing where they have the Kentucky guys. But like I said, 7 guys I think for sure, and maybe upwards of 10. There could be some guys. There's always those guys that surprise you. You think should they have gone in the draft or not, and then they end up getting picked. So, but it's funny as I'm scrolling through as we're talking. The CBS mock draft has like 4 guys getting picked by the Jaguars. They also have Bully McCall going in the 7th round to the Jaguars. So it'd be a heck of a Kentucky flavor on that team if it was to happen. So, but like I said, the draft is always fun. It's always exciting, and you think about it. There was about 3 years there where Kentucky went with no players being drafted. When Stoops first got here, and as you and I have talked about, from when he took over from Joker Phillips, the program was about as low, as it could be, minus the some of those probation years, and just the quality of athlete that they have coming in every year. Looking at this year's draft class, it's pretty, pretty impressive. And like I said, it's very cool to see Kentucky represented. You always see them represented in the NBA draft every year, and it's very nice to see them getting all the love now on the NFL draft side too.
And Mark Stoops' first year was when? 2013?
2013, yeah. Joker Phillips was here 2010 to 2012, and then basically got fired after the Vanderbilt debacle where they lost 40-0. That's when James Franklin was here, and lost like 40-0. I think there was 10 people in the stands that day by the end of the game. So that's when they're like, okay, the staff's, the athletic department said, okay, you got to make it. We got to make changes. So
I actually just came across that score the other day because I was looking at doing schedule previews, and I looked at Vandy, and I was running through their schedule, and I got to Kentucky, and I was curious when I was looking at each team. When somebody like Vandy pops up, you want to know when in the world was the last time they beat anybody. So you're looking at each team, and then I saw that little 3-year stretch where they beat Tennessee, I think 3 years in a row.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't believe that 40-0 score. I forgot about that. Against Kentucky. So I'm just asking about Stoops because I see here that you can see where it really kicks in. In 2013, Kentucky had 1 player drafted. Obviously, that wasn't a Mark Stoops recruit. In 2014, they only had 1. 2015, they had 2. 2016, they had 1. So those weren't Mark Stoops recruits. And then suddenly he kicks in. Well, in 2017 and 2018, no players selected. Then, bam, 2019. Right. 5 players, 2020, 2 players, 2021, 6 players.
Right. And not just, and it's not just all like this, 5th and 6th rounds, you have, you go back to 2015, Bud Dupree was, first round pick of the Steelers. To this day, as a Bengals fan, I'm still mad about this. We were all sitting there because the Bengals had the pick right before the Steelers, and we're like, okay, they're going to pick Bud Dupree. This is going to be great. And I can never remember the guy's name. They picked an offensive lineman who I don't think ever played. I think he had gotten injured the year before. He was from somewhere out in Texas or Texas Tech, one of the schools out around that area. I mean, I'm sure I could look it up, but I don't know that he ever played for the Bengals. And it was just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Why did you not, take him? But then you think about, Josh Allen, 7th pick in 2019. Jamin Davis, 1st round pick last year. Lonnie Johnson. Kelvin Joseph. He's had, he's had some issues that we won't get into. Hopefully, he's going to be exonerated from all that. But yeah, like you said, you think about it, those couple of years there where we had, I say we, 17 and 8, 17, you had 1 player drafted in 16 and nobody in 17 and 18. And like I said, the floodgates have kind of opened ever since then. And it's, like I said, I think this year, you're going to have at least, 6 or 7 guys drafted again. So as I said, before, just to reiterate, it's very cool seeing UK being represented on draft day and not just the NBA draft. So, it just shows where this program has come over the last 5 years, especially.
I remember this Texas A&M tackle. I remember him. I can't necessarily pronounce his name. I don't remember how to pronounce it. Cedric Ogbuhi, Texas A&M tackle that went to Cincinnati as the 21st pick in the 2015 draft. There you go.
Yep. And like I said, I don't remember. He may have played. I don't know. I remember he was hurt, I think, the year before, like going into the draft. And so, it's kind of a, project. And I'm sure he was a great, great. Hopefully he's not watching somewhere and he's going to come hunt me down. And, but
5 games as a rookie.
5 games. Okay.
Apparently. Well, and then he played 14 and 14, and then he was gone.
Okay. So he did play more than he played more than I remembered. So, but those years were some dark times for the, some, not as good times for the Bengals as what they're having right now. And I still can't get over the fact that they've, did what they did last year, and, everybody's all excited, and, it's something. Optimism and the Bengals is not something you're used to putting together in the same sentence. Now, if we could just get, like my other Cincinnati team, get the Reds, like you get the Reds were good. The Bengals were awful. Now the Bengals have gotten good, and now the Reds are awful. So, like, if we could ever get them right together, life would be beautiful. Good. But, but that's sports, right? If all your teams were good every year, we'd be New England or something. But
yeah, it's been like that up there for years and years and years. But,
between the Red Sox and the Red Sox and the Patriots. So